Sonia Barrett here once again. And days ago, actually, I presented a free webinar that was titled Simple Ways to Step Outside of Your Comfort Zone. And some of you were able to attend this free webinar. I just want to say also before going on that if you haven't been able to view it, you can do that by going to the website, therealsoniabarrett.com, and you will be able to actually view that webinar. We had a great time in terms of what was presented. Now, what I noticed is that afterwards, with great emails, great responses, people really appreciated and enjoyed it. But I also realized that for some people, for probably a lot of people, it really raised questions as to where they really were in their lives and in the manner in which they were interpreting their lives and events in their lives and maybe their own happiness and again projects they wanted to begin and just never started it, and looking at all the excuses and all, and even the relationships that you have been in that have been disharmonious to you, but you're still there, and the habits that have been created in their lives that maybe at this time no longer serves them, but really wanting to understand, how do I move forward? And so I looked at that and I thought, I'm going to put together a 7-day course, a 7-day program that would be sort of a blueprint, a roadmap, some sort of guideline to helping an individual to really break down the various maybe steps or processes or things that they need to do to arrive at that place or space that they really would like to arrive at. So it's basically called Simple Ways to Step Outside of Your Comfort Zone and Letting Go of an Outdated Life. So it's a 7-day course, and you can definitely order that. It's a 78-page ebook and 14 videos, meaning that there's a video for each day, one in the morning and one in the evening, to really help you to get prepared for your day and to help you to stay on course, because it's very easy to decide, where I'm going to do this, and then we get distracted and then it doesn't happen. So it's a video in the morning, a video in the evening. So it's 14 videos in total, and along with the ebook that's quite detailed. It also has all the information that's on the videos, and then there's a little workbook in the back, questionnaire, forms, things of that nature, projects, listing your projects, ways to really help you to really commit to the kind of change or transformation that you're seeking, regardless of what that is. And most importantly, it is about creating new habits, new programming, new behavior, because we're not trying to escape being programmed or habits, because that's the way we are designed. The trick here is to continue to evolve those behaviors. So you're always adding latitude, bringing latitude to your behavior, the things that have become habit. How can I expand that? How can I keep adding to that? So it's not just a repetition of the same thing, but instead you add to it so that it's bringing evolution to your life, because ultimately that's what we want, to continue to expand and grow and become more, so that we don't continue to feel that the game is controlling us, but instead we see ourselves at the helm of this, the pilot of our reality. So even then it's an illusion to see that there's something or someone else controlling your experience. Well, that only happens because we have given our permission for that. We have handed over our lives to conditions, to thought, belief systems, other people, other ideas. We give ourselves permission, and what appears to be outside of us, we give permission to that as well. And that's fine. We have those experiences. But for those people who are thinking, you know what, I'm ready to move forward. I am ready to really take my life in a more expansive direction. This is what this provides for you. And let's see some of the things. These are some of the things we actually did talk about in the webinar. Um, let's see. What I said though was that what I love about this program is that you are completely in charge. So there is that. So it's not just rigid steps, but you really are in charge. And the steps that are given are pliable. You're going to authenticate um, these steps and these questions and your answers to these questions that are being asked, and things that that you're having to look at with yourself and take an honest, get an honest answer, a truthful answer. In order to make change, we have to be honest with ourselves. Otherwise you just stepping more into, it's more illusion, more of the same thing that ultimately just sort of collapses anyway. But if that's the experience one needs, then that's the experience one still needs. So the course is a roadmap. You can stretch it and bend it any way you want to. It's not a rigid series of steps. It's you getting some focus and direction. It's you tuning in and acknowledging the truth of how you really feel. And of course, next, it's an opportunity to do something about how you really feel. So it's a 7-day course that will focus on all kinds of concepts that will allow you this opportunity to be more, be all that you can be. Anyway, so I wanted to indicate that I'm not going to go over everything that is already pointed out. Once you go to therealsoniabarrett.com, there is a link there that you can click on. It'll say simple ways to step outside of your comfort zone, 7-day course. Click on that link and it will take you to the entire list of information around this and how you can actually obtain this. And I advise you to do it at your earliest convenience, because it is at a particular reduced rate at this time, but that will change. So go ahead and look at that and take advantage of it. It definitely, I felt really great about it, because in order for me to put it together, I had to also examine the way that I operate, the things that I do, not just now, but over the years, and how I continue to every day move through my life. This very interesting human experience that can seem like quicksand. So that's what I had to do. So it wasn't just, questions and answers or questions that I pulled from nowhere. I always have to draw on my own experiences and what worked for me in moving me forward, and what continues to work for me now in helping me to continue to transcend and wake up my memory, because I see this as memory, because we have access to all of this information, because everything is what? Everything is made up of information. Everything is data. It's streams of data. And so again, like the single cell of a plant, the entire information of that plant and history is encoded in that single cell of the plant. And so it is with all of us. We're like that single cell. So we do have access to all kinds of information, but we step up to that information according to where we are in our understanding, and also where we are in being ready to tap into deeper levels of information, deeper levels of knowing, deeper levels of memory. We have access to all of it. None is more special than the other. what makes a difference in terms of maybe how we may operate is our commitment to ourselves, the commitment to making this kind of change and wanting to really discover more about all of this so that we can get that sense of freedom that we've been really looking for. So the actual the direct link will be displayed right below. You can see it below. And you can also just go to therealsoniabarrett.com and you scroll a little bit and you'll see that banner. Click on it, and hopefully after you read everything, you will see that this may be exactly what you need for this new cycle that we're in called 2017 to help you to move forward. And that's it. And also it will allow you to be able to obtain other information that will be coming available. There's an incredible um, webinar, a 6-part webinar workshop that's coming up in March. That's also on the website under events. And I think that for some of you, this is something that you really, really will want to be a part of. It's a very evolutionary workshop in terms of what we are diving into, the concepts that we are going to be diving into to understand more about reality from a technological standpoint, technology of us, this vehicle, and technology as it appears to be with the new robotics, robots, the idea of robots and all of that in terms of how it all relates to us and who we are. So we're really looking at who are we? What are we? A question that for some people it's a little scary because they've been stuck on the program and a belief from religion and various other practices. But we're opening it up to really examine what we are based on these vehicles and what we are beyond consciousness. So that's part of the tagline of that workshop is beyond the idea of consciousness. Okay, so therealsoniabarrett.com. Anything that you want to know, just go there and you will be able to find that information. And if you don't, just email me. Click contact and send me an email, and I will be more than happy to respond to it. Take care and see you in the next chat.